In Premiere Pro, we're going to open up a new project, create a new project, and set a few things down here. Most importantly is we're not going to be capturing per se, we're going to be transferring. So this is kind of arbitrary, but I'll switch to HDV. Most importantly is this right here. Where are we going to put the project file? Make sure that you put the project file on your hard drive. So here's my hard drive right here. It's called Video Editing, 2011 Video Editing, and it happens to be in this folder here, and it happens to be in this subfolder here, Tapeless Input Output. By the way, there's my EOS Digital. That's my chip data. All of my files for my chip I just copied over are there. So this is where I want my project to live. You have to make sure that you save your project file and all of its accompanying files and folders on your hard drive in one folder. This is key to making sure that you don't lose any files. So I'm going to choose this, and it resets the path here, and I'll give it a name. I'll call this one sample. And I can hit OK. Before I hit OK, I just want to show you something. There's also a tab called Scratch Disks, and I want to make sure that I put my Scratch Disks are going to be the same as the project. I'm going to make sure that it's selected same as project, captured audio same as project, video previews, which are rendered files, audio previews, which are also rendered files, and they're the same as the project. You have to do this to make sure that all of those files go along with your project file, and that your project file, once again, is located on your portable hard drive, not on the VML computer. So I'll say OK with that. And notice what happens here. Let me just switch over to the Finder. You're going to see here it says Adobe Preview Files, and then there's the actual project, which we call sample, sample.pr, PROJ, and this is another file. This is my screen recording file. So, all right, we've set that down. The next thing is we want to deal with our sequence presets and so on. Now, you have brought in AVCHD from your shooting more than likely, especially if you use the AC160, and we used AVCHD 1080p. And it was 30 frames per second. So this is the preset that we want right here. Remember when we were setting up the camera previously, this is what we set it to shoot as. Now, if you set up the camera to shoot as something differently, then make sure that these settings correspond to the way you shot. In other words, the project is set up to edit in the same format at which your footage is. That way there's no transcoding issues initially, at least not here in Premiere Pro. So a lot of information comes across the screen here to tell us our audio is at 48 kilohertz, which is what we set it at, and this is all good. So we've essentially set up the sequence that we can edit into. There are also some basic information here. By the way, 30 frames per second actually is 29.97. You may have heard someone say that in class. And tracks, you can see, well, this defaults to 3 video tracks so that you can stack some video tracks, and that the audio is stereo. So I'm going to just say A-OK with that, and then this is going to set up my project, my basic project folder here. Now, the next step here is getting footage in, and in Premiere Pro, it's a matter of import. So we go to the File menu, Import, that'll bring up a Finder, and here we go to our EOS Digital folder. I'm going to double click in that, and inside this folder called DCIM, and inside that 100 camera Canon, and I'm going to sort this according to kind, and here at the bottom, let me flip this around, change the order of it, you're going to see all these .mov files. These are the footage files that I shot, and you can select one or you can select them all. I would recommend you select them all, and you'll hit the button open. I'll select one for the moment, and you'll see it imports the files. The file has come in, and it's located over here in this window. I can just take this clip and drag it right on the desktop. There it is, and I can play it. And it plays fine. Notice there's no rendering issues.
Okay, we're starting.
And that works just fine. So this is how you're going to bring in your clips. And then since you've already, at the beginning of this, you've made sure to set your scratch disk and make sure this is located on your hard drive in the specific project folder that we set up. When you go and save, it will save the project file and it will make sure to keep all the links to all those media files. This is terribly important. So that's pretty simple on how you get footage into Premiere Pro.